potato? Do you feel awkward as soon as you get in front of the camera? Well, I'm here to help you today because I got some pose ideas for awkward people. So first thing, I'm going to talk about what you can do with your hands and your arms in your photos. So the first tip on what you can do with your hands and your arms is to hold a little P in your hands. So you're just gonna kind of like let your hands fall and be dainty and relaxed, and you're just gonna kind of like pretend that you're holding like a little P in front of your hands. And so with this, you can just like pop your hip, you can put your leg out. So I kind of just hold my right hand with my left hand over like this. So this is what the back side looks like. So I just kind of do that and just let it rest, like, you know, like bunny. So just like rest a little and then place it in front of your stomach area and just play around with that. The second option on what you can do with your hands and your arms in photos is to hold one arm or elbow. So you can just keep one arm straight and take the other hand and place it over the elbow, but don't like grab it too hard, just be light with it and relaxed. The next option on what you can do with your hands is to play with your hair. So if you have your hair down or whatever, you can pretend that you're putting your hair behind your ear. So this is my favorite move. I just like to do this. Imagine my hair is down right now. I just like to do this. Or if it's like, if you're able to grab it, imagine my hair is down, you can just grab your hair like this. Or I can do one hand. And then same with the ponytail, you can grab it, you can pretend you're fixing it, fixing your ponytail. You can be like, if you're super confident, do one of these. So I had to change for this one because for this next tip on what you can do with your hands and your arms is you can, if you have pockets in your outfit, or in your jacket or your pants or whatever, you can put your hand into the pocket, and this just makes you feel less awkward, at least it helps me. So you can either put your full hand in here or just your thumbs, maybe both hands in both pockets. You can play around with it. The next tip is to fix your clothes. So if you're wearing a baggy shirt like this, you can pretend that you're fixing it and just like grab it like this. You can look down at it. Or you can also pretend that you're fixing your pants. Maybe you're kind of like pulling it up. Maybe you can do one hand. So the next thing, I want to go through sitting poses and what you can do with your hands and your arms when you're sitting down. So if you're doing a sitting pose, you can rest your arms on your knees. Oftentimes, I just rest an arm on the knee like this. Whatever pose you're doing, just rest it on the knee. The second thing that you can do with your hands and your arms in your photos for sitting poses is to put them back and lean back on your hands. So whichever angle you're doing, you know, you can just always lean back on your hands and maybe tilt your head a little bit. The third tip on what you can do with your hands in your photos for sitting photos is to rest your head on your hand. So whether it is like this, or you can put it to the side, or you can like full on rest it and kind of just do like the cute little like, I don't know what's going on look. So you can just play around with that. Another thing that you can do with your hands is to put it on your collarbone or kind of on your shoulder area. So I just kind of like, make sure your hands are relaxed because you don't want any like stiff fingers like that. So you just want to relax it, place on your collarbone. I like to kind of like tilt my head as I'm doing it. It's just kind of like a little like moment here. Look away, look down, tilt your head, that kind of stuff. So the next thing I want to talk about is what you can do to hide your face in photos if you feel like you're unphotogenic or you just don't know what to do with your face. So there's several options here. So the first option on what you can do to hide your face in photos is to just look away in the photos. So you can just look to the side, or if you want as well, you can turn fully back, or just turn your head fully back like that. The second thing that you can do to hide your face in photos is to use a prop. So I like to use a phone sometimes to cover my face. So I use a secondary phone that I have, but if you're shooting with your friends or if you have a friend where you can borrow their phone, you can just take your phone and cover your face. So if this is where the camera is, I'm just gonna cover it like this and kind of act like you're taking a selfie in the photo. And so that's like an option that you can do if you don't want to show your face in your photos. The other option you can do to cover your face in photos is to use your hand. So whether it's like something like that or just full on covering it like that, there's some girls that like do a little cute candid photo. They're acting like it's like, oh, I don't want any photos, like no paparazzi, that kind of style photo. Or you can just like hide it like that, or hide it like this. If you have any requests on what type of pose ideas you want to see in the next video, just leave it in the comments and I'll make a video for you. And if you want more Instagram tips or TikTok tips, be sure to watch the other videos on my channel and be sure to follow me on Instagram for more Instagram tips.